Quiz question. Name one of the fastest paced missions in the Ace Combat franchise. Time's up. If your answer was Shattered Skies from Ace Combat 4, well then, pat yourself on the back. Good job. Shattered Skies details the Battle of Komona Island, one of, if not the, largest air-to-air battles in Ace Combat history. It is described by one of your allied pilots as a metal furball where it's impossible to confirm kills because of the sheer number of planes in the air, and that is an understatement. The level is a rack-em-up type mission, where there are dozens of enemy planes and it's your job to shoot down as many of them as you can, as fast as you can. There's also a degree of strategy and choice involved. You can shoot down a lot of slower, weaker planes to rack up kills quickly, or you can chase down some of the faster planes, or even try your luck in shooting down a yellow, or some of the big points. After you shoot down enough fighters, the Erusians will send a squadron of B-2s your way to do what B-2s do best, blowing crap up. Your mission changes from fighting fighters to finding and destroying the stealthy B-2s, while still contending with the fighters at hand. A fun, fast-paced mission, mixed with one of the coolest aircraft ever invented, definitely earns a spot on this list.
Those are Yuk fighters.
This is the Yuktobanian 703rd Squadron. We heard the President's speech. We will fight with you.
Let us sing that song too. We're going with you. So are we.
I wish that I had the time to show you this entire heartwarming exchange between the Osean and Yuktobanian pilots while singing the song The Journey Home. This exchange serves as the opening of the mission Aces in Ace Combat 5, although it also shares the spot with this extension, the Unsung War. After the heartwarming scene, you and your new allies are sent to siege Sunator, an Osean city where the Belkan aggressors are hiding. The mission is filled with nostalgia and tying up loose ends. Your new AWACS's name references Sky Eye, the AWACS in Ace Combat 4, and you have to contend with Hamilton for the first time since he's betrayed you, giving you an ample opportunity for payback. But the real magic starts when you fly into Sunator's tunnel, one of the longest tunnels in the series. If this is your first time flying in the tunnel, even Ace Combat veterans will feel their hearts racing while they try to dodge doors, trucks, and other obstacles. When you finally destroy your half of the control core inside, you learn that the other pilot destroying the other half of the control core is none other than Bartlett, your old flight lead. But not all of the loose ends are tied though. You learn that the Solg, the super weapon that attacked you during Aces, has started descending towards Earth and is going to hit Alred, the Osean capital. When the Unsung War starts, you start flying towards the descent point of the Solg in a tense, but admittedly boring fashion, when you suddenly have to contend with the final loose end, Ofnir and Grabak squadrons. In one last dogfight, you have to defeat your Belkan adversaries once and for all, and then you go destroy the Solg. The song, The Unsung War, a work of musical genius, starts playing in the background. When you finally thread enough missiles through the gaps in the Solg's accelerator, which isn't an easy task, you destroy the Solg, and then you fly off into the sunset, sunrise, and everyone cheers your name. Two very memorable missions to serve as a fitting end of a great game. The only thing in the Ace Combat series that is more iconic than trenches and tunnels are the super weapons, ranging from flying fortresses, super submarines, and laser towers. But there's one that Ace Combat players will always fear and respect, Stonehenge, as well as the mission where Stonehenge appears, Stonehenge Offensive from Ace Combat 4. This mission had an amazing build-up. Stonehenge was introduced in the very first cutscene as a weapon capable of shooting down asteroids, and ever since has been a threat looming right over the players' heads. Literally. The player has then had to contend with avoiding attacks from Stonehenge on multiple occasions, but Stonehenge itself has always been hidden from view. It's a classic suspense mechanism used in movies like Jaws, and it works brilliantly. And when you finally get to see Stonehenge, it does not disappoint. I mean, look at it. Those guns are huge, and there's 7 of them. Even one of them would be a challenge. And when you finally reach them, ready to unleash hell on these guns, you find that all of your missiles are worthless. You either shoot them with your machine gun, or you have to locate the radar jammer and destroy it to bring your missiles back. All while avoiding the one-shot kills from Stonehenge itself and the pilots who will zealously defend it. And when you do destroy it, your arch nemesis comes, Yellow Squadron. And for the first time in the game, you have permission to engage them. You can only shoot down one before the battle is over, but that's enough. You prove that you can defeat Yellow, and you've eliminated a huge threat from the enemy arsenal. A great mission that definitely deserves a number 3 spot. My number 2 choice may surprise a couple of you. It isn't a mission that's big or grandiose, and if you've only played through Ace Combat 5 once, then you might not have ever seen it. It's Chain Reaction from Ace Combat 5. Right off the bat, this music is tense and exciting, readying you for the unexpected situation to come. At first, you only have to fight a couple of aircraft, but then you have to fight more and more of them as the battle goes on. All the while, your squad mates wonder how the Yuktobanians made it so far inland, and the civilian airport that you are defending tries to prevent the passengers from causing an airport-wide panic despite the air battle happening around them. After a while, the airport asks the military planes on the runway to move, but the military doesn't know anything about them. Then the planes unload Yuktobanian tanks onto the tarmac, and they start destroying the airport. Now the airport is in a panic, and it's your job to clear the airport of enemy forces, and if they cause enough damage to the airport, then you lose. But it isn't this action itself that's so powerful. It's the motive and the consequences that surround the action that are. The attack is revealed to be a retaliation for an attack on a Yuktobanian school that is blamed on Osea, which vulcanizes the Yuktobanians against Osea. The Yuks then attack this airport, and the cycle continues. It's an attack on a civilian target that shows that the Yuktobanians hate you, and now the Oseans hate the Yuks just as much. This attack even brought the airport controller to shout, "Damn those dirty Yuks!" and the sentiment spreads throughout the country. It's so powerful that attacks on civilian airports would be a concept that is stolen, used by less successful franchises, even though the execution is never as impressive and the storyline that surrounds the event is never as good.
Sky Eye here. All Mobius aircraft report in.
Mobius 2 on standby. Mobius 3 through 7 on standby.
Mobius 8 on standby. Preparations are complete, ready for battle. All aircraft follow Mobius.
Do you know what that is? I can tell you one thing. It isn't black or yellow. It's the roll call for the only squadron ever to have only Mobius pilots as members. That's right. The number 1 spot goes to Megalith, the undisputed best mission of any game in the series. And how can anyone ever say anything less about it? You start off in an elite squadron squaring off with the Erusian's greatest pilots in the most challenging dogfight in the game, if not the entire series. Each yellow U down brings you one step closer to the objective, and all the while the choir and orchestra blast the raw essence of epicness into the atmosphere as you fight, and dozens of meteors fill the sky to show you the awesome power of this earth-ending weapon. All of this leading up to Megalith itself, a massive fortress that can only be taken out from the inside. A story of bravery and heroism unfolds on the ground as well as in the air. You are working with an elite infiltration team attempting to take the facility from the inside, and you can hear their battle raging on the inside as yours rages on outside. You must work together to destroy Megalith. You have to fly down 3 very long, very thin tunnels and destroy the generators on the inside to shut down the electricity for the infiltration team. The infiltration team then breaks through the electronic lock into the control room, where they open the doors to the main missile silo. And it all comes down to this. You have to fly down one last tunnel and destroy the huge cruise missile inside, while the team rushes to open the doors and allow you to escape. And you succeed. You fly out of the silo with Megalith exploding behind you. The entire game has been leading up to this one final act from Mobius 1, and Mobius 1 and you get to return home as a hero.